The following is brought to you in part by System Blue. Products and education. System Blue.
Wonderful rain here in St. Louis.
We are in Waterloo, Illinois, and it rained last night in Illinois, and it's raining today in Illinois, so Illinois is giving us that water, you know, that Waterloo. We're going to try our best to do whatever we can to make sure we're ready for the show tonight.
You're outside, tape crew is outside taping the field, and just all of a sudden the temperature just dropped. We got so cold. Started pouring outside, but we have this fantastic facility that we are rehearsing in, and it really mimics what the Dome is going to feel like tonight. So we're making the best of things and really getting a good rehearsal in.
Just a rainy day in the Blue Devils. We're inside.
It was really loud in there because it was in the gym, but a lot of people were checking us out, so that was cool. Just getting ready for some Viz Block, jamming to some Napoleon Dynamite.
Traveling over 200 cast members and support crew across America is a mystifying quagmire of interconnected logistics. One of the most important services in that riddle is the food crew, a small but powerful team of workers who provide nutrition in the form of meals, as well as a whole lot more.
The cook crew, we all wake up usually 2 hours ahead of the Corps, and we continue to cook pretty much all day. We usually spend 16 to 18 hours a day in the kitchen. Try to catch a shower along the way, and it takes pretty much, as soon as we get one meal done, we're already working on the next one. Most times we do 4 meals a day for 200 to 225 people.
To explain, it's kind of hard. You have to come and see it, what we do, and see us in action, because while the Corps is on the field, we are in the background making their next meal.
It's almost dinner, and we're making taco meat. And so today we're cooking 160 pounds of ground beef. And so the Corps will probably eat about 120 to 140, and the leftovers we're actually going to make it out of spaghetti, make the rest into spaghetti as well.
Oh, they are eating everything in sight. This is one of their favorites, taco salad bar. Meat, beans, cheese, and everything you can imagine to put on it.
The kitchen crew is like super important to us because like without them we wouldn't like be able to eat food. And I mean, they're slaving over a hot grill all day for 150 plus members, which is insane. That's like, I couldn't do that.
What really matters is that they eat well. I always have the philosophy and thought that the food crew has the most control over the emotional health of the corps. And so if the food's good, typically the corps performs well and is emotionally well also.
It is extremely rewarding, both emotionally and mentally. It is really almost, like I said earlier, undescribable feeling.
As we hit the midpoint of the 2018 Blue Devil production Dreams and Nighthawks, the audience has just experienced one of the most fierce sections of the storyline, a fight fueled by a love triangle between our three characters. Following this is the celebration of love and the empowerment that love brings, and it is communicated through the chorus ballad, A Natural Woman.
So at the beginning of the ballad, the pick kind of starts it off. There's a cold attack from the vibes coming out of the fight scene. We're going from a very aggressive scene to the natural woman. It's all very light touch on the marimbas and vibes, and it's all very musical. Well, the vibes are all doing some nice open chords. All the faster stuff's done by the marimbas. I know they have some modulating parts. I think they have some 7s, 5s, 16th notes going back and forth around laterals in their hands. So they're all doing the rhythmic modulating stuff underneath the vibe color. So lately with the ballad, we've been working a lot on how we're feeling during it and just touch. We're really focusing on playing not only together rhythmically, but emotionally.
So in the very beginning of Ballad, the girls put on really baggy shirt dresses that kind of resembles like your boyfriend's shirts. And right before we run out, we actually pull our headbands down, which in my opinion, it's kind of like you're just letting go completely. And wearing those dresses, it kind of resembles the more intimate and private part of the woman's love life. Dance through the whole ballad, and it is very expressive. Obviously our hair is down, there's a lot of hair whips, and it's all about her passion for her love. It's mostly about the girl and her inner self, and just her dancing for herself and for her love and passion. There's a lot of jumps and kicks. There are a lot of fast moments, and I would say those are just her trying to express herself and kind of screaming at the audience her feelings.
The difficult thing about starting the solo is it's the middle of the show. I'm pretty sweaty, pretty tired. My heart rate's up, I'm kind of short on breath, so I have to control my breathing so I can get the best sound possible, because I don't approach the rest of the show the same way I approach playing the solo. The solo is a totally different character. It took me a while to kind of figure out exactly what I wanted to sound like, but as the summer kind of progressed, I kind of learned to just sit back on the melody and just let it speak as naturally as possible, and I think it's really been working out very well.
So when we get to the bar, there are like 6 guys that are on top of the bar, and then there's people sitting on the stools, and then there's 2 more layers that are in front of the stools.
This part is most tricky for the people on the stools, because they have to like go, when we have work behind our back, they have to go on top of the stool and still be in time with us. So I give them a lot of props when they are working on that. And then when we're so close together and we have to toss, it's like, it's so scary and so cool at the same time, because like we're so close and we can do this together.
And then we get set for this ripple exchange from all 6 of the boys on top to 6 of the guys that are on the bottom in a ripple. And that's probably the hardest part of the ballad, because we're all at such different angles that anything can just throw it off completely.
So when Matt comes in with the trombone solo, he plays the melody at that point. I kind of have a counter melody. I think the instruments definitely help with finding our own voice.
They look rustic and a little more beat up than a normal lacquered horn, and they definitely have a different timbre to the sound, and it's as if somebody picked up an instrument that was found in their attic and started playing pickup jazz. It's really interesting to add that little ornament to this huge production.
We end up making like this big circle and coming in at the big hit, and that's like the most important hit. And that's what's really difficult musically, is keeping this strong dynamic through that minute of choreography and dancing. That's the pinnacle of the entire ballad, it should be. And that's when we reach that part where it's just supposed to be loud and beautiful.
And the choreography is tough. It takes a lot of strength to be able to play just as well as you would if you were standing still playing that choreography. But even though it takes a lot of strength, it also takes a lot of finesse.
We jump up onto the bar
the bar prop, and that's when we kind of trade off little licks here and there on top of what the horn line's already playing, which they have like the major melody. Joey and I, we're playing pretty decently high in the trumpet register and trying to play with control and a good sound while cutting through the ensemble with, you know, those high notes. Matt, he has to rely on extreme rhythmic accuracy with his licks.
We get to that big hit in the ballad, and it just, there's like a little fire that lights up inside of you. You're just sort of like, wow, this is so cool. This is so fun, playing a loud power ballad in front of all these people. It's just a special feeling. I can't really describe it. It's almost like you have to be there to experience it.
Next week on Inside BD360.